Andrew, it's really good to see you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's been a while. You spoke at ATO.
Yes, back in 2022, I think.
2022, right. So that's been about a year and a half ago or so. Wow, it's really good to see you again. So we're at DevOps Days Raleigh. Yes, I know, it's exciting. We're thrilled to be here. This is a wonderful event. Tell us a little bit about you. Why don't we start with about you?
Sure. So I am the Automation Panda. I have focused heavily on testing and automation throughout my career. Currently, I am principal architect at a local company called Cycle Labs, where we're building a test automation platform focusing on supply chain and warehouse management.
Interesting. Really, really interesting. Okay, so tell us about your talk here.
Sure.
Yeah.
So my talk will be tomorrow. It's Managing the Test Data Nightmare. Everybody suffers with test data problems. It's a pain to set up, it's a pain to get right, it's a pain to link together all the things you need, because it's not just pieces of data in isolation, they have to be integrated, right, with large systems. Or there could also be private information that you shouldn't be sharing publicly.
I was going to ask, why is it a nightmare? So
Yeah, so in my talk, what I'll be doing is going through different strategies that you can apply to help manage that nightmare for whatever your needs might be.
Interesting. Give us some of the highlights. What are, I guess, some of the pull quotes of your talk, things that people can derive value from?
Absolutely. So there are primarily two types of test data. There's product data, which is stuff that has to be in your application, in your system, in your database. And then there's test case data, which is when you're writing test cases, the data that the tests bring into the systems to exercise the behavior. Product data, usually you want to either set that up ahead of time, like if you've got to ingest tons of data or user accounts and configurations, all that kind of stuff. Or it could be something that the test case tries to set up dynamically, like, oh, I need to create a new loan application for this banking thing that I'm making. Or I need to, I don't know, upload a photo from my profile, right? That can be added per test versus once and done plopped. And then when you look at the test case side of things, there are certain kinds of values that could be originated by the test. Things like, if you just got somebody's username or whatever, you could probably just, or name, address, that kind of stuff. You could just put it in the test case. Or if it's something like, oh, I need to refer to something inside the product data, how can you make references that aren't brittle?
Right.
It's a whole...
Right.
Hey, this is Todd with All Things Open. Thank you so much for watching. We truly appreciate it. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button. We've got a lot of new content coming we think you're going to be interested in. One final favor, be sure to go to allthingsopen.org to see everything that we do. Back to the video.
So obviously being at DevOps Days, DevOps is the primary focus. What are one or more things that are going on in DevOps that people in our community should be aware of? What's trending, what's happening, anything that people in general should just say, you know what, I think I should learn more about that, or that's going to be impactful in the future, or that's just something I should keep an eye on?
Sure. I think some of the things I've noticed, this move to platform engineering, right? We've heard the word DevOps. You have a DevOps team and a DevOps engineer and a DevOps organization and a DevOps blocking you from accessing your Jenkins jobs. And all of a sudden people are like, wait, DevOps was a methodology. It wasn't a team structure, right? Oops. We blew it. Right. And so what I've seen is a lot more places adopting this idea of platform engineering, which is truly developers and operations actually working together and building things to build on top of for your systems in your company. Right. So I think that's a pretty cool trend. And another thing that I keep seeing again and again is just this emphasis on the importance of community, right? The fact that we're all in this together,
so true.
Right? That we're all trying to learn from each other. I know post-COVID, it's been tough to kind of get community and events up and going again, but I feel like now in 2024, we're starting to see events come back to kind of where they were before pre-pandemic, which is really exciting.
We see the same thing.
That's good. That's good.
I agree.
Yeah. So to reinforce the importance of that, because I learn so much when I come to events like this, right? Because I'm not like Mr. DevOps, right? I don't know everything. I know very little. Right. And the more I learn, the more I realize I don't know. And so I go to talks and I try to pick out nuggets of wisdom, right? Record them, share with my team, make myself a better professional.
Right.
Yeah.
What is maybe a shortcut or a best practice or something, again, that someone listening could put into practice or maybe try that would help them out, that would make their life a little bit easier? Anything like that?
In the DevOps world?
Yeah. Or just in general?
Sure. If we're going to, because DevOps Days we focus on this kind of space, I would say that the more that a general purpose engineer, for lack of a better word, can learn about things like continuous integration. Things like how do you set up and manage cloud infrastructure. You don't have to be a pro. It doesn't have to be your full-time job. But I feel like the more that I have learned those kinds of things, like bits and pieces, the better well-rounded I am. The more powerful I can be as an engineer, the more things I can get done. I'm not stuck waiting for somebody to tell me something. I'm not stuck waiting for approval to get access to some system because I'm not trusted, right? And so I feel like in those capacities, the more I've learned and picked up those DevOps-y skills, the more versatile and the better I can be in my job as, let's say, a developer, or as a test engineer, or as an architect, or whatever I'm doing.
Right, that makes perfect sense. Where can people find you? Where can people learn more?
Sure. So if you just Google Automation Panda, you will find me.
Yes.
I have a blog, I'm on Twitter, I'm on LinkedIn. I give way too many talks and write too many articles, so it's out there.
You really do a great job. Thank you for sitting down with us. It's wonderful to talk to you. It's good to see you again. It's been a little while,
you as well.
and hopefully we'll see you again real soon. Maybe
Yes.
even in October at All Things Open. Who knows? Anyway, very good to see you. Thank you.